Welcome to computer science class. In the last video we discussed about the programming constructs. Here programming constructs are the statements in the program. Constructs are the statements in the program. There is a three types of programming constructs. First one is sequential programming construct, second one is selective programming construct, and third one is iterative programming construct. Then here sequential programming constructs are the set of statements are execute one after the another. The set of statements are execute one after the another. Those are called sequential programming construct. Here the statements are, it may be input or it may be output or an assignment statements. In a selective programming construct, we have to take a decision. We have to take a decision whether the set of statements are execute or not. Normally, we have to take a decision on the statements. So, those are called selective programming construct. In a selective programming construct, there is a 5 types. The first one is simple if, second one is if else, then third one is nested if, then fourth one is if else if, then fifth one is multiple selective. In the last video already we discussed the simple if. Here the simple if is a one-way branching statement. It is a one-way branching statement. We have to take a decision whether the succeeding statement is execute or not. Depending on the test condition, we have to take a decision whether the succeeding statement is execute or not. Say here test condition have true or false result. Test condition have either true or false result. If it is true, succeeding statements are executed. If it is false, the succeeding statement are not executed. That is depends on the test condition. So in this video, we discuss the second selective programming construct, that is if else. Second one is if else. Here if else is a two-way branching statement. It is a two-way. If else is a two-way branching statement. Here it is two-way branching means there is a two set of statements. Here there is a two set of statements. Out of two set of statements, only one set of statements are selected for execution. So here we take a decision about the two set of statements, exactly two set of statements. Hence it is a two-way branching statement. See the syntax of if else. Here syntax means predefined format. Okay, syntax is a predefined format. So it begins with an keyword if. The if else construct begins with an keyword if. Here keywords are the reserved words. Keywords are the reserved words. So if is a keyword followed by test condition, followed by test condition, then followed by test condition, then statements, then statement 1 else, else statement 2, and if, and if. Okay, let's see the working principle of if else. So here it begins with the keyword if. First we verify the test condition. Verify the test condition. Then test condition have two alternative. First one is true, then second one is false. If it is true, succeeding statement, that is statement 1 is executed, selected for execution. If test condition returns false, then the alternative statement, that is statement 2 is executed. That is the working principle of if else. It is a two-way. There is a two set of statements. Out of these set of statements, we have to take a decision whether which set of statements are executed. If test condition returns true, then statement 1 is executed. If test condition returns false, then statement 2 is executed. Let's see the flow chart. Say first we have to verify the test condition. First we verify the test condition. Inside that write is test condition question mark. Test condition have two alternatives. First one is true, second one is false. Then if it is true, statement 1 is selected for execution. If it is false, statement 2 is selected for execution. Statement 2 is selected for execution. After that, rest of the statements are executed. That is next statements. Next statements are executed. This is the flow chart of if else. There is a two alternatives. Say here, say in a two alternatives, that is in a two set of statements, only one set of statements are selected, not the both. First verify the test condition. If it is true, statement 1 is selected, then it executes the rest of the statements. If it is false, test condition is false, then statement 2 is selected for execution, then rest of the statements are executed. For if else construct, the best example is biggest among two numbers. Already we write the algorithm and flowchart for biggest among two numbers. There we write if A is greater than B, then output A is big, else output B is big. And if so this is the programming segment. So programming segment, here segments are the small portion of the program. Small portions of the programs are called programming segment. Already we write in a algorithm and flowchart for to find biggest among two numbers. See the programming segment. Say A greater than B is a test condition. It is a test condition. Say compare with the syntax. This program segment is compare with the syntax. Begins with if followed by test condition. Here test condition is A greater than B. Then A greater than B returns either true or false result. If it is true, then this portion is executed. That is statement 1 succeeding of the test condition. Here it is output A is big is selected for execution. If A greater than B returns false, if it is false, this statement returns false, then statement 2, in this place of statement 2, here statement is output B is big, this statement is executed. So this is the programming segment. We have to take a decision whether output A is big is evaluated or output B is big is evaluated. So if you take a decision over two set of statements, then we use if else. Hence it is a two-way branching statement. Discuss the nested if, third programming construct, that is nested if. Nested if. So in a nested if, one if else statement placed inside the another if else statement. One if else statement placed inside the another if else statement. Then we call it as it is a nested if else or nested if statement. That is one if else statement, one if else statement placed inside the another if else statement. One if else statement placed inside the another if else statement, then we call it as it is a nested if. See the syntax of nested if. A syntax is a predefined format. It begins with the keyword if, then followed by test condition 1. Test condition 1, then if test condition 2, again then statement 1 else statement 2, again else if test condition 3, then statement 3 else statement 4 end of if and if. Okay, this is the syntax of nested if. See the definition. One if else statement placed inside the another if else statement. One if else is placed inside the another if else, then we call it as nested if. How it is placed inside the another if else? See that here it is a one of the if else construct, then this is also one of the if else construct. These two if else construct are placed inside the another if else construct. Just recall the if else construct syntax. That is, if test condition statement 1 else statement 2. But in a place of statement 1, again we have to insert a one more if else. In the place of statement 2 also we have to insert a one more if else construct. Hence it is a nested if or nested if else construct. See the working principle of nested if else. It is same as if else construct. First verify the test condition 1. If it is true, then it is execute the succeeding statement. But in a succeeding statement, again we have a one more test condition, that is test condition 2. Then after execution of the test condition 1, it verifies the test condition 2. If it is false, then statement 1 is executed. If test condition 2 is false, then statement 2 is executed. I repeat, first verify the test condition 1. Again have two alternatives, true or false. If it is true, then this set of block is executed. If test condition 1 is false, then alternative set of blocks are executed. Then if the condition is true, it enter to the true part. So in a true part, again we have a one more test condition, that is test condition 2. Test condition 1 is true, test condition 2 is also false, then statement 1 is executed. If test condition 1 is true, test condition 2 is false, then statement 2 is executed. Similarly, initially test condition 1 is false, Test condition 1 is false. Directly it executes the alternative part, that is else part. But in the else part, again we have a test condition 3. Again it is verified. If it is true, which one? Test condition 3 is true, then statement 3 is executed. If it is true, succeeding statement is executed. That is the general principle. If the test condition 3 is true, test condition 1 is false, then statement 3 is executed. Test condition 1 is false, test condition 3 is also false, then statement 4 is executed. That is the working principle of nested if. Let's rewrite the cases. There is a 4 cases. Here cases means when the statements are selected. When statement 1 is selected, when statement 2 is selected, when statement 3 is selected, when statement 4 is selected. Here there is a 4 statements, 3 test conditions. To select a single statement, we have to verify at least 2 test conditions. Depending on the test condition value, any one of the statement is selected for execution. Let's discuss the cases. The first case, that is when statement 1 is executed. See the position of the statement 1. Say if test condition 1 is true, test condition 2 is also true, then statement 1 is selected. That is, if test condition 1 is true, test condition 1 is true, test condition 2 is also true, then statement 1 is selected. 1 is selected. See the second one. Second one is when statement 2 is selected. See the position of the statement 2. Statement 2, that is in the else part. Say first we have to enter to the true part. When it is entered to the true part, if test condition 1 is true, we have to enter to the true part. But say statement 2 is in the else part of this test condition 2. When we execute this else part, if test condition 2 is false, so the condition is test condition 1 is true, this one is true, test condition 2 is false, then statement 2 is selected. See, if test condition 1 is true, test condition 2 is false, then statement 2 is selected. Then case 3, that is statement 3. See the position of statement 3. It is in the else part. If it is in the else part means initially test condition 1 returns false. If it is false, then only we have to execute the else part of the if else. So test condition 1 is false. We enter to the else part. Say see the position. Here is a position. Say enter to the else part. Then we have to verify the test condition 3. If it is true, succeeding statement is executed. So the case is test condition 1 is false, test condition 3 is true, then statement 3 is selected. If test condition 1 is false, test condition 1 is false, test condition 3 is true, then statement 3 is selected. Then last one, statement 4, it is in the else part of the test condition 1, then also it is in the else part of the test condition 3. So to execute a statement 4, the test condition 1 returns false, test condition 3 is also returns false, then statement 4 is executed. That is, if test condition 1 is false, test condition 1 is false, test condition 3 is also false, 3 is also false, then statement 4, then statement 4 is selected, then statement 4 is selected. So these are the 4 cases. The working principle of the if nested if is, working principle of the nested if is, it begins with a keyword if. First verify the test condition 1. If it is true, then verify the test condition 2. If it is true, then statement 1 is selected for execution. If test condition 1 is true, test condition 2 is false, then statement 2 is executed. If initially test condition 1 is false, then we verify the test condition 3. Test condition 1 is true, test condition 3 is test condition 1 is false, test condition 3 is true, then statement 3 is selected. Test condition 1 is false, test condition 3 is also false, then statement 4 is selected. The general principle is, if condition is true, succeeding statement is executed. If condition is false, succeeding statement is not executed. That is, the alternative set of statements are executed. That is the basic principle. Depending on the test condition, we select a one statement. Out of these 4 statements. Let's discuss the flowchart of nested if. Flowchart is a diagrammatic representation of the algorithm. Now discuss the flowchart of nested if. Say here nested if means one if else is placed inside the another if else. First we verify the test condition 1. Is test condition 1 question mark. First verify the test condition 1. So all test conditions have 2 alternatives. First one is true, second one is false. If it is true, we have to verify test condition 2. We verify test condition 2, that is test condition two question mark. Again have true and false part. If it is false, we verify the test condition 3. Is test condition 3 question mark. So test condition 3 also have true part and false part. If test condition 1 is true, test condition 2 is also true, then statement 1 is selected. Statement 1 is selected for execution. Then test condition 1 is true, test condition 2 is false, 2 is false, then move on to the else part of the test condition 2. Say in that place we have a test statement 2. So statement 2 is selected for execution. Then is test condition 1 is false, initially it is false, move on to the else part of the test condition 1, then we verify the test condition 3. Test condition 1 is false, test condition 3 is true, it is true, then we execute statement 3. Statement 3. Statement 3. Then test condition 1 is false, test condition 3 is also false, then statement 4 is executed. Statement 4 is executed. So after execution of any one of the statement, after execution of any one of the statement, remaining statements are executed. Rest of the statements, that is next statements, are executed. This is the flow diagram of the nested if. Carefully observe the working principle. There is a 3 test conditions, 4 statements. Out of these 4 statements, only one set of statements are selected for execution. That is depends on the test condition result. If it is true, first verify the test condition 1. If it is true, test condition 2 is evaluated. If it is also true, statement 1 is selected. If test condition 1 is true, test condition 2 is false, then statement 2 is executed. If test condition 1 is false, test condition 3 is true, then statement 3 is executed. If test condition 1 is false, test condition 3 is also false, then statement 4 is executed. Say after execution of any one of the statement, see here, say out of 4 only one set of statements are executed. After execution it executes the next rest of statements. That is the working principle of nested if. The best example for nested if is to find biggest among 3 numbers. We find biggest among 3 numbers. We discuss the how to find the biggest among 3 numbers. Let's take an problem definition to write algorithm and flowchart. Algorithm and flowchart to find biggest among 3 numbers. Biggest among 3 numbers. Carefully observe the problem definition. Carefully observe the problem definition. Your problem definition is you have to choose a single number, one number from 3 numbers. That is the problem definition. So the inputs are 3 numbers. So inputs are 3 numbers. Out of 3 we have to select only one number, that is the biggest number. So step 1, start. So beginning of the algorithm. Step 2, read 3 numbers. Read 3 numbers. So 3 numbers are the inputs. So input A, B, C. Here we not know the value of 3 numbers, hence we take a variables. Here variables are the memory locations which hold some value. So the name of the variable is A, B, C. After that we have to compare. Step 3, compare the numbers. Compare the numbers. How to compare? If A is greater than B, then if A is greater than C, then we have to compare the first number with second number and third number. A is greater than B, then A is greater than C. If it is greater than B, true. A greater than C is also true. Then output A is big. A is the biggest number. Else output C is biggest. Else output C is biggest, because A is greater than B. A is greater than B. So A is the biggest of B. Then if A is greater than C, A is less than the C. Already we compare A with B. So out of these two, A is the biggest. If A is less than C, then C is the biggest. Else if compare second number with C, when we execute the else part, if A greater than B returns false, that is second number is the biggest out of these two. B is the biggest among A, B. So then execute the else part. So biggest is the B, that number is compared with the third one. Second number is biggest, so that is compared with the third one. Then output B is big. Else output C is big. Carefully trace the steps. And if in the step 4, end of algorithm, stop. Okay, see the logic. Say step 3 have the logic. So how it is works? Here we read the three numbers. First we compare first number with second number, first number with third number. If both are true, then we directly say A is big. If A greater than B is true, that is A is the biggest number, but A greater than C returns false, means C is the biggest. So in a else part, here we output C is big. Initially if A greater than B is false, means biggest number is B. Say then we will move on to the else part. Here we compare B with C, second number with third number. If it is true, then biggest number is the B value. If A greater than B false, means B is the biggest. B greater than C is also false, means C is the biggest, hence output C. It is the algorithm to find biggest among three numbers. Let's write the flow chart for the same program. So to represent start and stop, we use vowel beginning of the program or algorithm start. Then we read three numbers. To read a three numbers, we use parallelogram. Input A, B, C. Input three numbers A, B, C. Next we have to compare the numbers. To compare the numbers, we use a decisions. There is a three decisions. First one is A greater than B question mark? Have true and false. If it is true, then we compare. Then we compare is A greater than C question mark? If it is false, then we compare is B greater than C question mark? Say compare with the syntax. Test condition 1, test condition 2, test condition 3. In the place of test condition 1, we have A greater than B. In the place of test condition 2, we have A greater than C. In the place place of test condition 3 we have B greater than C. Then every conditions have true part and false part. True part and false part. So if A greater than B is true, A greater than C is also true, then statement 1 is selected. In the place of statement 1 we have output A is the biggest. So to represent the output, again use parallelogram. Inside that write output A is big. Output A is big. If A greater than B is true, A greater than C is false. That is, A is greater than B, but A is less than C. A is less than C, then C is the biggest number. C is the biggest number. Output C is big. Output C is big. Carefully observe the conditions. If initially A greater than B is false, when it is written false means B is the biggest, then it returns false. If B is greater than A, then we have to compare B with C. If B is greater than C, then B is the biggest. Output B is big. Output B is big. Then initially A is greater than B false means B is the biggest. B greater than C is also false. So B is greater than C. Say is false means C is the biggest. Here B is greater than A, C is greater than B, then C is the biggest. Output C is big. Output C is big. Among all these 4 statements, only one set of statements are executed. Then we close the algorithm, we close the program. To close the program, we use stop. This is the flow chart. To find biggest among 3 numbers. Carefully observe. First we read the 3 numbers A, B, C. Then we have to take a decision. There is a 3 decision represented in rhombus. So A greater than B, A greater than C, B greater than C are the 3 decisions. Here we call it as test conditions. All test condition returns either true or false result. If A greater than B is true, then A greater than C is true, A is the biggest. If A greater than B is true, A is bigger than the B, but A is less than the C, then C is the biggest. If A greater than B is false, that is B is greater than A. When it is false, if B is greater than A, then A greater than B returns false. So B is greater than A, B is greater than C, then B is the biggest. If B is greater than A, C is greater than B. If C is greater than B means it returns false, then output C is the biggest. Finally, we close the algorithm. So this is the nested example for nested if construct. In a nested if, one if else is placed inside the another if else. Say in a nested if, we have to take a decision depending on the 2 or more conditions. So in the next video, we discuss the if else if and multiple selective construct. Thank you.